Like a Leah looking bad on a boat. I'm on a boat. I ain't shit, but my baby call me go. See you bitches on the side and losing hope. Tryna tear down the next bitch just a coat. They mad that he want me to make come quick, tryna fight it. And you know I look good when I mirror, who's the baddest, can't deny it.
What's up, guys? I'm Landon from Shoewear, and today we're checking out the newest addition to Russell Westbrook's signature shoe line with Jordan Brand, the Why Not 5 in this inner city colorway. So first, thank you guys for stopping by to check us out. Feel free to drop a follow or subscribe wherever you're watching and give this video a like. We would greatly appreciate that. But checking out the box and the price really quick. This is actually a sick box. I mean, I doubt that you're all going to come with this setup, but this inner city colorway does have like a sky looking design on the box with a Jumpman logo cloud. So, I mean, just a super dope concept in my opinion. But, you know, as for pricing, the Why Not 5s are going to retail for $150. So, you know, I mean, I guess call it inflation, call it following suit with other brands, like whatever. I mean, just a bunch of shoes are making price jumps just kind of like left and right now. I'm just saying normally it'd be like a $10 price jump, which would be $140 because the Why Not 4s were going for $130. So I'm just not sure now's the best time to be upselling Russell Westbrook all that much. But, you know, it still is going to be pretty middle of the pack, just getting a little bit closer to the higher end. So checking out the appearance on these, like I just said, this is the inner city colorway for Russ's new Why Not 5 model. And, you know, Russ has one of those shoe lines that just year to year, you don't really see it change all that much as far as the look. I mean, side by side with the Why Not 4s, you'll notice there's going to be a lot of similarities and just not a ton of differences. But, you know, Westbrook's basketball shoes in general have kind of looked or been given that rugged utility look. These ones especially get that. I guess these are supposed to resemble like a trail running shoe, and you know this specific colorway is actually pretty sweet because it is a collab with Russ's own fashion brand, Honor the Gift. So you know that branding is going to show up on the box as well as on the shoes too. And you know if you haven't caught on yet, I have been calling these the Why Not 5s. Whenever all of his shoes up to this point have been like the Why Not 04, the Why Not 03, and you know so on within his line. But for whatever reason, the 0 was dropped on this collab, and it's just the Why Not 5. And it's not like that's really important. I just found it odd and I didn't really see a reasoning as to why they did that. But, you know, to hit on this colorway one last time, these are meant to celebrate his like Los Angeles roots and just how self-belief can help anyone reach their dreams. So, I mean, as far as the design goes on these, this is a really cool, like, deconstructed look showing up around the tongue and the sock liner. You're also going to get some sweet Honor the Gift branding on around the heel. So, other than those specific pieces to this colorway, though, a lot of the shoe is going to resemble the Why Not 4s, like I was saying. So, now let's go ahead and check out how they do on the court. So now looking at more of the materials and the performance side, and starting off with the cushioning, as displayed on the midsole, these are going to get a large volume Zoom Air unit in the forefoot that feels a little bit softer to play in than last year's Why Not 4s. I was kind of switching back and forth playing between the two models, and it isn't super noticeable, but the 5s do feel a little bit better to move around in from what I've noticed so far. And you know, Westbrook's line has never really struggled in this category in the past, and you know, it does stay pretty consistent here with the cushioning. So this isn't going to be like a shoe that's going to blow you away with a super soft and springy feel like some other models do, such as like the PG5 in my opinion. You got the LeBron 19, even the Kyrie 8. That shoe was like spring loaded in the forefoot. I definitely did like that. But you know, all that being said, this is still a really nice Why Not 5 model. As far as the cushioning, they don't lack anything there. So checking out the materials, this is a little bit of a different looking basketball shoe with some extra stuff going on. Like I said earlier, I mean, these 5s do look similar to the 4s, which look similar to the 3s. I mean, the shoe is unique in that it's sort of designed to look like a trail running shoe. And you know, that's going to come with some extra pieces on here that went into creating these. So these are going to get a translucent material on the upper that's designed to keep these lightweight, and they definitely do. This is going to be a lighter shoe to move around in with the size 10.5, only weighing 392 grams. I mean, that's going to be lighter than last year's Why Not 4s, and that's just a pretty light shoe in general just to move around in whenever you're comparing them across the board to other basketball shoes. So, you know, I definitely do love that aspect. And I also love how they deconstructed the tongue on these just around that sock liner too. It reminds me of like a Virgil Abloh, like what he would do with Off-White. It might lead to these being a little bit less durable if they get stepped on in those parts repeatedly. I'm also not sure they're all going to get this treatment on the 5s. It could just be for this special collab with Russ's fashion brand, and you know, I imagine that it probably probably is, but you can also see some wider holes running up the tongue, which allows your foot to breathe. And then for the support, there's nothing to bash on here either. I mean, you actually have a few pieces on the shoe geared to specifically help with that. And first is going to be an external heel counter on the back of the shoe that kind of runs up to keep your foot secure. Then you're also going to have a midfoot band that the laces kind of feed through to help keep your foot in place. So, I mean, the Why Not 5s don't have any blemishes that I've noticed so far for the materials or the support, so that's nice. So to finish off with traction, of all the previous categories, this is the one I was the most concerned about coming into this review. I mean, the Why Not 4s, they didn't really thrive here, and I wouldn't say the Why Not 5s do either necessarily, but I personally do think they got a little bit better. So I was like talking to my buddy about this setup, and all I can think of that this reminds me of is just like some rice glued to the bottom of a shoe. I just don't understand the traction pattern all that much. The best reason I can think of is that, Westbrook just really loves rice, or he just likes to have his traction setups look a little bit different. It could be either, maybe both, but in general, I mean, these shoes, they do have a little bit better bite than the 4s. I'd just rather see like a herringbone design or just something a little bit less, random for the traction pattern, but it's okay and definitely playable. Just the traction isn't going to be the highlight of the shoe, and I'll just leave it at that. But as for sizing, I did go true to size. These worked out pretty much perfect. It's about right on the width and for the length. So to wrap it up, the Jordan Why Not 5s are a solid performer. I don't have any really anything that I don't like. At the same time, there isn't necessarily anything that I love. So, I mean, the support and the cushion are definitely two of some better aspects on this shoe. But, no major flaws on here. And, that's why the Why Not 5s are a pretty decent shoe. And, I would be willing to say an improvement from last year's Why Not 4. So, if you're interested in buying these shoes and you want to support our channel, we do have an affiliate link in the description below that gives us a little bit of commission that we put back into reviewing more shoes. So, feel free to check that out. But that wraps up this performance review. Until next time, peace.